What's your take on the Donner issue here that they had in California?
Well, the guy was really like a lot of people in the middle class, a lot of people who are the inheritors of the so-called civil rights struggle, that allowed numerous African slave descendants to integrate and assimilate into the existing dominant social order in positions that they perceive as being on equal par. In reality, the scenario is that the system is, particularly when it comes to the system of enforcement, is an injustice. And wherever you have injustice, clearly there cannot be equality, whatever that may be perceived by anybody. And it's a corrupt. The police state is a corrupt state because it is a state that rules by coercion, force, and dominance. Donner was a Boy Scout. I mean, he thought that, by demonstrating that, he could be just like, any other American, which really means any white American, and that, he could excel in every aspect of what was expected of one in the position, as a naval officer, as a police officer, etc. That, he would demonstrate, prove himself. I mean, this is no different than if you look at the movie Red Tails. I mean, these guys, and my father and one of his brothers all served in World War II. I grew up underneath that generation of people who fought. My mother's brothers in Korea. I mean, they felt, well, we're struggling to prove ourselves as Americans, and it's like my generation, a lot of guys who went to Vietnam, to prove themselves and prove this, that, and the other. I went in the military not to prove myself. I went in the military to acquire skills. But, this is the thing about what happens with misperception, that you've proven something. The only thing you have done is become a useful tool. And the minute you are no longer useful, he became no longer useful when he began to try to cause the system to correct itself. There was a corruption, there was an injustice, and when he addressed it with a genuine expectation that the system would take action, he was immediately shut down. Because that's not in the cards. They're a brotherhood. They're like a gang, the police, and they see the people as the enemy. And they express this openly amongst themselves. And and if it's like in any other gang, you turn on the gang turns on you. And that's basically what the scenario was with him. The only difference is he had so much knowledge that it was absolutely essential that he be eradicated. There was never an intent to capture him. So, basically they had him hemmed up where they wanted him, and then they just set the house on fire. That's historical. They've done that. They did that. There are many instances historically where they've done that. They've done it to the Indians. They've done it to all kinds of people. They did it in the 80s. That group moved in Philadelphia. So they did it to the people in Waco, Texas. So, this is just the way things are.
The only thing that I regret in all of this is that two black groups have to fight and kill each other off.